Y'all look good. Y'all look good. Good afternoon, class of 2025. First, I'd like to thank God and give him all the glory. Because I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for him. He showed me grace and blessed me with what I like to call the mustard seed spirit. The Bible says that faith, the size of a mustard seed, can move mountains. And that has been my journey at WGU. That same tiny seed of faith carried me through every obstacle, every long night, and every moment of doubt. No matter what anyone said, God kept me going. This moment is the definition of a full circle moment for me. Back in 2014, I wouldn't have never imagined that I'd be standing on a stage like this in Atlanta, Georgia, 2 hours away from my hometown, Augusta, Georgia. Surrounded by so many beautiful people, giving a graduation speech. I specifically say 2014 because that year alone had to be one of the worst years of my life. I was doing the complete opposite of what I'm doing today. My older brother was off to the military, and my baby sister didn't have a good role model to follow because I wasn't performing as such. Instead of giving a speech to an honorable alumni family, I was giving a speech to my mama, explaining why I was getting kicked out of high school and getting sent to alternative school. For those who may not know what alternative school is, it's where all the troublemakers go. I was going down the wrong path. Forget going down the wrong path. I already walked up the street, made a left, took a water break, got some food, then I made another left. I thought I had it all figured out. I was 16 years old, and I thought I had it all together. That was me. Can you imagine that? Now, to the path I was going down. You know when you make two lefts, all you're doing is making a U-turn, right? I would find myself going right back down the same path I walked down before. It took me a while to realize the path that I chose to take wasn't the right one. Even though my mama saw it a mile away and tried to warn me of my actions, warn me about the company I was keeping. Being young, I was deaf to her teachings and blind to my own future. But here we are, by grace, by faith, and by perseverance. I was still growing in my mustard seed faith. Luckily, I was able to turn my life around and serve our country in the United States Navy. I am forever grateful for the experience. There I learned discipline, focus, and resiliency, but it didn't come easy. I was still going down the wrong path. Even though I joined the Navy, I was searching to find a way out of my small town instead of looking for a way forward. For my Navy folks, I started out as a boatswain's mate, which is arguably the hardest job on the ship. If you are in the military or have served, then you know if you join with a chip on your shoulder, then you have a rude awakening. I went to boot camp thinking I was big and bad. I was wrong. As my RDC, or recruit division commander, was sure to reinforce it. Something that I noticed about myself when I joined the Navy is that my alarm didn't work. Maybe it worked or I just couldn't hear it because I'm supposed to be at Quarters at 6:30 a.m., I remember I would wake up at 6:25 a.m., rush to get dressed, breath still hot, getting to the forecastle around 6:33 a.m. Anyone with military experience knows that feeling. You've either experienced that embarrassing feeling of being the last person running up to the formation, or you felt the humor of seeing the last guy run up all discombobulated because he's late. That was me. And that is the worst feeling. Being late to places you have to be, or that you have obligations to be, on time, especially when it's somewhere you really don't want to be. Woo! That's real discipline. But those moments eventually taught me accountability. They taught me that discipline isn't about punishment. It's about preparation. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. Now, I can bet you all the money in my pockets that I won't be late again. Even today, I get to work 30 to 45 minutes early. I had to lock in. But life after service taught me something deeper. That real growth happens when you have to define who you are without rank, orders, or guarantees. Like many of you, I was juggling a full-time job, fatherhood, and life's challenges. There were nights I wanted to quit. Moments where being a stay-at-home dad would get in the way of me trying to complete exams, because my son, he didn't really want to take his full naps all the time. You know how that go. But I pushed through because my purpose was bigger than my pain. My mission was more important than my doubts. My purpose was my son, to be the father to him that I never had. My mission is to build generational wealth that my great-grandkids can enjoy. To be labeled as the overachiever in my family. This was a huge step forward for me, for us. Today, as we stand here in our caps and gowns, it's easy to think this moment marks the end of the road. But the truth is, this isn't the end. It's just the beginning of the journey. And let's be real. Let's be real. Some of us here were told we couldn't do it. We were told we weren't smart enough. We were told we didn't have enough time. We were told life had already passed us by. I am living proof that by choosing which path you take, you can come out on top. So no, this isn't the end of the road. This is the opening chapter of a new journey. The degree in your hand isn't a trophy, it's a key that unlocks doors you were once afraid to knock on. You are now equipped with something powerful, not just knowledge, but perspective. You've proven that when life gets heavy, you don't crumble, you rise. And let me say this. You think we came this far just to stop? Nah. When you look in the mirror from this day forward, you're looking at the grind. You're looking at the hustle. You see consistency. You see greatness. Not just gratitude, but discipline. You see sacrifice. You see everything it took to get here. Let this moment serve as a reminder. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, what country you're from, what neighborhood you grew up in, what school you went to, or what faith you follow. We're all here together. We've all put in the work, sacrificed the time, and earned the right to stand tall today. Our faith, like a mustard seed. Our faith like a mustard seed. It's something that we've grown, nourished, and acted upon to arrive at this moment today. And to our futures. And no one can take that away from us. God bless us all, and God bless America. Congratulations, class of 2025. Your journey begins today.